you didn't even remember the title of the show.
In my defense,
Shots fired.
Shin no nakama janai to yusha no party wo uda sareta.
Okay, you could have at least remembered like Banished from the Hero's Party, that part.
I don't even.
Right? I remember Banished, and then I was like,
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 25 of the Amb Ant Podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Amber. What is the topic of today's podcast, Anthony?
And here we go with my pronunciation attempt once again at the title of the show in Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're talking about Shin no nakama janai to yusha no party wo oitasureta no de.
Oh my god, it's getting worse.
De slow life suru koto ni shimashita.
Okay, great.
Yes.
I feel like it had a strong start, I have to say.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I can like correct you that well either, but it's like 真の仲間じゃないと勇者のパーティーを追い出されたので辺境でスローライフすることにしました。Yes. Also known as
Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside.
Mm-hmm. Please like, comment, and subscribe
For
more podcasts. It's like these.
For more podcast reviews, you gotta include the algorithm because they control our fates.
Yes. So, how are the first 3 episodes for you?
We watched the first 3 episodes. They were very good.
It's okay.
I rated it pretty high, right?
Yeah, you gave it a 8.5 or something?
Yeah, I think spoilers. We gave it pretty high ratings, both of us, but
I was falling asleep and then I gave it a 7. So to, I guess, my intelligence and like exquisite taste defense, it was not a very educated score. I'm sorry, because I don't really remember anything that happened.
That's fine. It's usually all a blur for these types of shows for you, huh?
Well, you didn't even remember the title of the show. Just saying.
In my defense,
Shots fired.
Shin no nakama janai to yusha no party wo uda sareta.
Okay, you could have at least remembered like Banished from the Hero's Party, that part.
I don't even.
Right? I remember Banished, and then I was like,
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
But honestly, this one is pretty good. There's generally, like, usually this kind of stuff is an isekai. But they didn't have it as an isekai this time, right? Because, like,
yeah.
they're supposed to be, I guess, culturally, what is it? The cultural standard of the isekai genre is like you're transported to this magical far-off land by some unknown god, some unknown force, and then you're made to defeat the demon lord, right?
Okay, the thing about you, because I remember you saying how, oh yeah, Berserk would be so much better if it's an isekai. Okay, that's not true. You just like this aesthetic where like it's kind of like a soft-core fantasy world. That's all. Like you just don't want things that are, I don't know, realistic, philosophical, deep, like Berserk. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, like I don't like the nitty gritty, like kind of the depressing, you know, like the kind of slow grinds of like random stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, we're opposites in that regard, but it's okay. Moving on.
I just want the fun, lighthearted. I don't even know, like just the fantasy genre, right? This one is a little bit of a slice of life, but it's still going somewhere. I like how in episode 2 they showed how Red and basically his girlfriend's Rit were kind of had a past, kind of had a little thing going.
And this person says he doesn't like flashbacks.
No. That was good because it was about the main character and like, it was done pretty well.
It was not done well. It was very abrupt as well. I don't like flashbacks in general. I feel like, you know, when we were talking about Naranja's fight in the previous episode, you should listen to that. Yeah, like, overall, it just messes up with the pacing of the show. And then I'm just like, why do we need to know about this? It's like, kind of like show don't tell. Can't you, like, do it in a way that is more natural rather than, you know, get info dumped about their past? But, like, anyways, you're biased. I'm biased. Continue.
Well, I didn't think it was that unnatural. It was just more of like they were talking about the past when they kind of met up, and then they kind of reminisced, and then we were shown like bits and pieces of it. I don't think we were told. I think it just happened kind of natural.
Well, but then it was kind of like, oh yeah, I remember you. You were so different. Remember that? Kind of thing. And it's like,
Exactly. Like I was wondering like how this show was going to like expand the world and like help us understand more about it if like we were just trapped in like a small town in the middle of nowhere that like not even the Demon Lord cares about attacking. Oh. So essentially like that's how they did it, which was pretty ingenious. Like I didn't think like generally so I've watched a decent amount of these types of animes, right? And usually what happens is like all the strong people, like I don't know if it was about to happen at the end of episode 3, but like flock to the main character. So like all the action ends up happening at that small town, and then all the like all the characters end up like moving towards there, and then like kind of either fighting them or like wrecking havoc or something, like especially in these like types of slow life type deals. But then it was kind of interesting how it kind of expanded the world instead. And then through flashback, instead of like just having, all the like, if the Demon Lord shows up, then, you know, I mean, maybe it's just like one of those, but it's still cool.
Who knows? We'll see. Like, at this point, we don't really know. I feel like I'm more okay with this exactly because how, like, the town is so, like, quote-unquote, like, normal, and then it's very, like, slice of lifey rather than, like, oh, yeah, somehow this is a special town where, like, all the bad things happen. Like, that would kind of make it feel contrived in a way. And then, like, now it's more like, oh, yeah, he's gonna try to enjoy life. But we know that he's not gonna just, like, you know, do that for the rest of the show. So then, like, right now, it's like, I'm thinking, like, they're gonna go somewhere and like eventually return back and then like have the happy life at the end of the story, but who knows.
Yeah, potentially they'll go somewhere, but I don't know yet, and that's what like kind of is interesting about it. Yeah, because like we know that he's like cool, and we like the thing is like it's also interesting because like usually in these types of stories the main character is very overpowered. Like he's like the strongest guy, and he just chooses something different. This guy doesn't seem to be the strongest guy.
That's exactly why I like this.
He seems like he's actually just got laid off, and then like he got laid off. He knows he's not all that and everything. Like he's not the strongest. He's not even close. And then like he just got laid off by like the secretary or something. And then like the HR, he got laid off by HR. Okay, Ares was basically HR. And then like and then he just quits, and then like.
He didn't even put up a fight. That kind of bothered me. I was like, dude, try.
Start my own side hustle now. Whatever, man. And then he started his own side hustle, like fucking, in the middle of nowhere to like lay low and then like kind of enjoy a quiet life. And then like when he sees, you know, when he reads about the exploits of his former party, he's just like, oh, they're just fine without me. They're just chilling. Like this is a good decision then, because like, I think he does care about them, but like,
I mean, his sister is the leader of that party, my man.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much he cares for like Ares or like the other people, but like, at least he cares somewhat for his sister. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see that like, he's just he's just kind of relieved. He's like, I don't really have to go back to the lines. I don't have to do this stuff anymore. I could just kind of make potions and like kind of chill out a little bit. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, overall, it's just like my biggest problem with these like softcore fantasy shows is just exactly as you said, like the overpoweredness of the main character, and then that kind of just like makes me feel like this is so unfair. What the hell? Like why do we have to like just see this like dude like smurf everywhere? That's so annoying. Like this main character, he smurfs a little, to like a comfortable extent. It's like, he killed the owl bear thing. Did he even kill it, or did he just like hurt the owl bear so then he can get the like medical herbs?
I believe he just hurt it. I don't think he killed it, but I'm not 100% sure what happened after he like hit it. But who knows, man?
Yeah, I kind of like that. It's like we know that he's pretty strong. He's stronger than like all of the villagers at least. But then it's not so like disgustingly strong that it's like, oh, it's like he doesn't even have to try. Why is he like just here? So then it's more interesting to see like, oh, then how is he gonna interact with a demon lord or like demon king? Because like we kind of usually in these shows we have to meet them, right? It's kind of like the final boss kind of situation. And then with his powers and his like girlfriend's powers, I guess it's like, I don't know how that's gonna like turn out.
They're just not enough. It's just like, oh, they have to like use their brains and like kind of instead of using like full on force, just like, oh, I can just stomp you anytime. Like, don't worry about it, kind of deal. It's just we're just kind of curious as to how he'll be able to deal with things, because he seems like a mid-range, upper mid-range like level kind of character, right, in terms of power scaling. And then he kind of doesn't have like he has utility, right? He has usefulness, he does things, but it doesn't seem like he's able to do big magic or like do very cheat like things at all. And then like even the party, like when we saw them in present day, like when they were talking about him, he's like, oh, he's actually pretty skilled for a guy like that who like doesn't have anything going on. Like how is he so good like with nothing?
Yeah, I hope it's not like a chosen one story though. Like he's actually supposed to be able to do this, but he never realized his powers. Like that would be really annoying. But like as of right now, I feel like it's fine. And then probably his sister is gonna be the actual like strong in terms of like attacking power one. And then I'm interested-ish in seeing his sister in the future. But at the same time, like that's just like that character type, like basically that Ayanami kind of started, like someone who doesn't talk, has no emotions, and then, they even have like similar hair color, right? It's just like light blue. And then I don't do anything, but I'm just hella fucking strong. Period. Like that kind of character.
No emotions, and then like just kind of a tsundere,
Tsundere じゃないよ. It's like, because if you were to watch, because you didn't watch the tsundere in Neon Genesis yet, it's like, there's like the tsundere who's always like really like fiery, but then like likes the main character but doesn't show it, kind of, even like kind of attacks him. But then there's also, bless your soul. And then there's also like the Ayanami kind of character who's just like, you don't really know what she's thinking. You don't really know if she even has any kind of emotion to the main character. And then it's kind of like his sister, the main character's sister, is like that. And then it's like, you don't even know if she cares that her brother just like left the party.
Yeah. It's not clear as of this moment. So it's pretty cool. Like, I just, I like, the only thing I'm kind of, like, I guess we're slowly being introduced to like the rest of the party, but like, kind of interested in why like, we only saw Aries. I don't know. I want to see more of them. I guess we are going to, but.
Yeah. That character's so cringe though. Like he keeps on saying like Shin no nakama, right? Like a true comrade, if you will. And then it's like, Oh my god, do you understand? Like,
Because of the Japanese. You're
no, no, it's so cringe. And it's like, especially, it's not even like a honto or like, it's said in a very pretentious way. Like, they're using the Chinese pronunciation for like jin, right? Jin, right? And then it's kind of like, oh, he's trying to be like eraso, like he's being like great and like, oh, pretentious. And then it's like, yeah, you don't deserve to be here. And then like the main character just took it and was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave right now.
yeah. He basically
And just like, no, this person's just shit talking you. Just calm down and like, you know, talk to your sister about it.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, it's possible, right? Like, if things aren't going that great and he doesn't feel like he's contributing much, then he's like, oh, well, might as well just call it quits while I'm ahead, you know? Rather than let it drag on and then they find out that I'm actually, like, he can't fight that well. He can't, like, he doesn't really have a good, what is it called? Like, one of those blessings, right?
Blessing.
He doesn't have a good blessing. What is his blessing?
A guide.
Right.
Like, he has the guide blessing.
I don't even know what that means. So
He says that he just kind of like has the intuition to like, oh yeah, how to navigate a forest, how to find magical herbs kind of thing. That's the guide power. Which is a super like side character power.
exactly. Like, I wonder if that's just like, if it's just gonna be like that. Like, he's just a guide who's like moderately strong but can't really, like, he's just not the main character, but like we're following him as if he's the main character of the story. Like, usually we'd follow the hero or like the anti-hero even, you know, just like the like banished from the main hero's party, I decided to level up and get stronger on my own, and then that's like the Arifureta, right, type revenge story that we normally get. But this one seems like banished from the hero's party, I decided to give up and chill in the countryside and become a pharmacist. So it's like,
Yeah, he's not an ambitious character at all. He's just like, that's kind of why he just left rather than like trying to fight for it. He's just like, oh, I have other dreams anyways, so let me just like do that and y'all can work hard.
yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm just curious to see his sister's like, you know, feelings about that even. It's like, oh, does she need him to be her guide so then they can finally find the demon lord? Like, is that what is necessary? I don't know. And then also, speaking of like female characters, the main girl is stupid. Like,
Oh.
a little much. At first, I kind of liked it, to be quite honest, like, because they were kind of like comparing her from her past.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like, oh, she was a tsundere, but like now she's more like real to herself. And then she doesn't feel the need to try to be like, oh yeah, I totally don't like you. But then like now she's just like a simp for him. And it's a little much.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I can see that. I was just like going. Yeah, I mean, the main girl is just like, she's crushing on him so bad. She wants him so bad that she just wants to move in immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she has no chill, telling everyone that he knows, like, oh, she moved in, they're together now. Pretty good. I like that.
It's too much. It's cringe. It's like, what is her like motivations even?
Yeah. It also doesn't seem like it's a harem as well, so there's...
Yeah, I don't think so. She is the main girl. Yeah. Like seeing the posters and whatnot, like
Right.
it's just her, and or like sometimes they show like the sister. That's all, and I don't hopefully think it's incest.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. The main character is very mature. I like that about him.
It seems very just it's like a really different take. Like, honestly, like, this is probably one of the most kind of different take animes, like air quotes, that I've kind of seen on isekai, or it's not even isekai, but like on the fantasy, like light novel fantasy.
Yes.
Huh?
I say softcore.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what softcore means.
Just as opposed to hardcore. Like, hardcore fantasy, I feel like it's like dark fantasy. It's like, oh, death, goblins killing everyone, kind of thing. And like softcore, it's like, huh?
Goblin Slayer?
I didn't know what that is.
Oh my god. Okay.
Anyways, but basically, like, softcore is just more like, oh yeah, magic. And then it's like, it's not like, oh, monsters can, like, kill the whole village at any point kind of thing. It's more like, oh, adventure. Like, we discover more about the world kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's more softcore rather than hardcore, like, nitty-gritty, like, violence, details, and all that. It's just
like gore.
Yeah, this one's, I don't think we saw much gore. We did see some. We did see some, though, because, like, when, like, all the blood splattering, and, yeah, it's on her face and stuff, when you, like, chopped off the arm of the general, it's like, wow. So it does have potential there to, like, be kind of gory later on. I don't know. It's kind of leading into that, especially if there's more violence and stuff. But, and honestly, also, like, I was about to mention, like, Rit, the main girl, also doesn't seem all that strong. Like, she's a
B rank.
She's retired.
Adventure.
And she's only B rank. And it's like, when usually in these, like, stories, there's up to, like, S rank or even SS or SSS rank, right? So, like, she's basically middle of the pack. Not even A rank, not even S rank, right? So it's like, it can go up pretty high, and I don't know. It seemed like they were insinuating that she was, like, a little higher rank, but she was only pretending to be B rank or something like that. Like, she had more there, but
I don't know.
Not entirely sure. I was like, I don't know why. Like, just one part maybe they were just thinking like, oh, why are you a B rank adventurer here? You know, like, and then she just disguised herself and like kind of left her place as well. So she's kind of wandering as well, same as Red. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, still, there are just like, I feel like I like this story the most out of all the kind of like fantasy / reincarnation / isekai stories that we've seen, because it's kind of like just not as fantasy, like, oh, what do you call it, kind of like power fantasy, like, oh yeah, if my world was like that, that would be great, because like in this situation, like his life isn't that like glorious or admired. Like you can't really have like a power fantasy or a harem fantasy on this person, because there is no harem and he's not that strong. And then like that kind of makes me feel like, oh yeah, it's like less so of kind of that kind of like guilty pleasure kind of thing. So that I'm just like, yeah, I like it. But in terms of like animation quality and like voice acting, this is the worst probably that we've watched. The animation was not that great. Like, there were choppy parts. The character faces were just like, okay. Like, the character faces are better than redo of Healer, I have to say. It's more consistent in terms of, like, proportions. Redo of Healer is another, like, shithole. However, like,
Redo of Healer is so good, though.
Okay, the action scenes of Redo of Healer is quite smooth, I have to say. So then it's like, it's winning in that regard, but, like, people's faces, consistency, this one's winning a little. But then oh my god, the voice acting is so strange. The, like, picking of the voice actors, like, so many people, like, their faces did not match their voices. Like, I would see the character and hear their voice and be like, what the hell? Like, who picked this voice actor? He looks so mature, but then he sounds like a young boy kind of thing. Questionable in the technical regard, I think. Okay.
But otherwise pretty good.
Yeah, story-wise pretty good. Technical part, one of the worst that we've watched. Technical.
They didn't do this one justice.
Yeah, what do you think?
I didn't notice the difference. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, really?
I thought it was pretty clean, like, animation was cool, like, they just kinda, like, it's just like the clean and simple, like, get the ideas across.
It's very simple. Yeah, they're not trying to be flashy and failing in that regard. It's just not flashy.
Yeah, it's just not flashy. Like, the guy doesn't have any super magical abilities, doesn't have any, like, you know, isn't, like, super fast and, like, needs, like, extra, like, you know how, like, sometimes when people are so fast, get, like, those...
yeah.
Do that, you know? It's just like, he's just there. He's like, hey,
He moves.
you walk up and then like do this. Hi, you know.
Oh.
He was forced to leave all his gear behind, so like all his cool gadgets and trinkets were like just there's nowhere to be found. So he's just a normal guy who's like in normal clothes, who's just like kind of who like likes to make potions and like doesn't really know business too well, and like doesn't really know like anything other than just he can make some cool potions, and then he's like a guide. He knows where the good flowers are. It's like okay, cool, man. It's just a different like take on like the whole softcore fantasy, right? Like this kind of setting that we all know.
Yeah. I guess like it doesn't really need a very like high quality studio to animate it, so then it is what it is. Because like I just checked the studios as well. It's like Studio Flat and Wolfbane. And then Studio Flat only had like 2 works ever, and Wolfbane had like 4 works like ever. So then I'm kind of like, yeah, I see why you can tell that it's not the best of quality, I would say. But again, I wouldn't say I don't recommend it. If you want, I mean, if you like this whole aesthetic of just like being more, adventure, but also I like slice of life, like totally go for it. But then it's, if you want to see like good action and whatnot, this is not it. Don't do it.
There's not much action so far, and I figure like we won't see too much action.
Yeah, I don't think so. At least not in this season.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah. Because maybe they just can't really animate that, or they can't like do that. Being like,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So,
this is really short, I think, right?
Right, it is. It's only 13 episodes, and then also like, yeah, it's what? Really short episodes, I think, or something. Yeah.
And I feel like there are only 2 good voice actors in the whole thing for me. And like other people, I'm just like, I don't why, but yes.
Yeah. So who knows? Pretty cool.
Just looking up.
Yeah.
The voice acting. But yeah, it's okay. It's better than other ones, I have to say. Especially, I feel like if you're a girl, I feel like I shouldn't make it too gendered. I'm sorry, but to me, a lot of the kind of like, I would say like softcore fantasy, it caters too much for men because it's a lot of, again, power fantasy and just harems. And this, it's more like grounded in that way, at least in the first 3 episodes. So I would kind of recommend it. That's all.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's not too much in terms of power fantasy here. It's not that strong. And then I'm just curious, like, cause like there's generally, right? I'm just thinking like, I'm actually thinking of like Dresden Files right now. Like the kind of situation where you follow like a mid to upper range like character on his like daily life, and like he doesn't really have a plan. Like when he was asked by the I don't know, town master or something, like whoever that was, like the old man of the town, what he wanted to do, like what he wanted to like dream about and stuff like that, he just literally had nothing. He's like, oh, it's already come true. Like I'm just
yeah.
It's just like generally when I think of Dresden Files, like this just like compares so well. I feel like I don't know why. It's like they're both kind of just trying to make it. Like he's like kind of trying to calculate whether he can like pay her or not. It's like how thin will it stretch me? Like, can I afford this when she's like trying to move in? It's like it's just pretty it's pretty funny. Like it's just you wouldn't expect them to be like in such a position, because like you're part of the heroes party, you know, like you're heroes. You're on this basically the quest with the utmost importance in all of the human race to like stop the Demon King from destroying everything, right? And then he like retires and is basically nobody again. So pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a deconstruction, if you will, of the trope of being a hero, kind of. It's like, the retired life of a like not even great hero. It's like he kind of tried, and it was like, oh, it was not the life for him, so it's okay.
Yeah, we tried that out for a season, and then now we are trying this out. It's just kind of like
I like it. I like the chillness of it for now. If it becomes a chosen one kind of deal, and then it's like, oh, he actually is the best guide in the world, I feel like I would be annoyed.
his guide like blessing has led him to like the best piece of equipment to like defeat the demon lord with one hit. Because he's
Or like, oh, no one can find the demon lord. It's like, you know, or like the heart of the demon lord is in this cave that no one can get to. It's like, even if you inflict, you know, damage on the demon lord's body, it doesn't matter.
kind of like the Horcrux thing from Harry Potter, right? So it's like, I don't know if it'll go towards there, but
we'll see.
It's pretty
Hopefully
potential right now, for sure.
Yeah.
So I was super into it. So I was like, oh, I'm actually down to like just watch more, and then
by yourself.
you just wanted to watch more with me, and you were like, I don't care.
No, I just want to watch things with you. It's okay. I don't. If you want to watch it by yourself, by all means. No one's stopping you here.
Okay. More on that later. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool. Any closing thoughts? We didn't reveal your rating, right?
We already did in the beginning.
Wait, yours?
Oh, mine? So this and that. Yes, yours 8.5. Mine, I gave it a 7 yesterday, but then I was falling asleep. But to my defense, it was like 3 o'clock or almost 3, and I was in my bed very cozily, so yes.
It's alright.
Stand by. Yeah, stand by the 7.
Cool. Would recommend, guys. This one passed as a good, what was it? What is it called?
I call it softcore. I don't know if people call it softcore. Yeah, I don't know what it's correctly called either. It's just what I like to use. Softcore fantasy.
Y'all heard it here first.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it actually means something else. Correct me in the comments. Whoever is there. Thank you.
Like and subscribe if you made it this far.
Yes, thank you.
We need you.
Thank you.
Alright.
Yes.
So, see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.